The dense forest had always been a place of peace for Jake. Years of hunting had made him familiar with its winding trails, the sounds of rustling leaves, and the subtle signs of wildlife. But on this particular day, something felt different. A heavy silence hung in the air that even the chirping birds couldn't break. Jake was deep into his wild boar hunting expedition, armed with his trusted rifle and accompanied by his loyal dog, Max. The plan was simple: track and hunt down one of the notorious wild boars that had been causing havoc in nearby farms. Rumors of a massive monster boar weighing over 300 pounds had circulated in the community for weeks. Jake was determined to find out if the stories were true. Hours passed as Jake moved cautiously through the underbrush. Max's keen nose led them closer to the scent of fresh boar tracks. Suddenly, Jake caught a glimpse of movement, a large dark figure charging through the trees. His heart pounded as he raised his rifle and fired a quick shot. The boar grunted but didn't stop. It charged straight at Jake, its massive tusks glinting dangerously. Jake's training kicked in. He dove to the side just in time, the boar crashing past him with a force that shook the ground. His dog barked furiously, trying to distract the beast, but the boar was relentless. The chase was on, with Jake desperately trying to keep his distance. As he navigated the thick forest, Jake realized he had stumbled into the monster boar's territory, an area where few hunters dared to go. The boar was faster than he expected, cutting off his escape routes and forcing him to climb a steep embankment. Sweat poured down Jake's face, his muscles aching but adrenaline pushing him forward. Suddenly, Max yelped in pain. Jake turned to see his dog pinned under the boar's heavy body. Rage and fear surged through him. He fired another shot, this time hitting the beast in its shoulder. The boar roared in agony but didn't relent. It charged again, this time knocking Jake to the ground. Everything seemed to slow down as Jake fought to stay conscious. The boar's tusks were inches away from him. Just when it seemed like the end was near, Jake reached for his hunting knife strapped to his belt. With every ounce of strength, he stabbed the boar's flank. The beast howled and stumbled back, finally retreating into the shadows. Jake grabbed Max, who was shaken but alive, and limped out of the forest. The experience left him shaken to his core, but it was a story of survival he would never forget. The monster boar was real, and it was more dangerous than anyone had imagined. Jake and Max finally reached the edge of the forest, exhausted and battered. The adrenaline that had fueled him began to fade, leaving a heavy weariness. But the real shock was yet to come. The local ranger team was waiting nearby, alerted by Jake's emergency signal. They rushed to help, tending to Max's wounds and checking Jake for injuries. As Jake recounted the harrowing encounter, the ranger chief nodded grimly. "This isn't the first report we've had about that boar," he said. "They say it's been attacking livestock, and now it's targeting hunters. It's unusually aggressive, almost like it's defending something." Jake realized then that the monster boar wasn't just a wild animal. It was a force of nature, fierce and unpredictable. Over the following days, the story spread through the hunting community. Jake's close call became a warning and a legend. Hunters were advised to stay clear of that part of the woods, but some were tempted to try their luck against the infamous beast. For Jake, the experience changed everything. He respected the wild more deeply now, understanding that some creatures are more than just game. They're survivors fighting for their territory. Though scarred and cautious, Jake prepared for one last hunt, not for glory, but for closure.